All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Board with the Mayor. This evening, I'm joined by the Peekskill Lapolla Little League organization. First, before we start, I want to say thank you so much for being here this evening. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you guys here. There's so much going on in the city of Peekskill in the last 3 or 4 months. I think I can bear witness to that statement. But I want to talk today about Lapolla Little League. So first of all, welcome again to the show.
Thank you.
My first question I want to ask you is, can you guys tell us a little bit about, for those of people who don't know what Lapolla Little League is, tell us more about what Lapolla Little League is and what the board does, or what it consists of.
Yeah. Well, first of all, my name is Chris Hanslick. I'm president of the board of directors for Lapolla Little League. It's an honor that I've had now. Actually, I'm going to my 11th year as the president of the board. Either I'm really doing a good job, or people just are afraid to take over. But
take the first one.
I'll take the first one, absolutely. And this is Lindsay Garrett, who's actually just became a board member. And we're very fortunate to have her on board. She's been a coach for us for a number of years. And but Peekskill Lapolla Little League is now in its 55th season. Okay. It was the vision of a man named Ray Lapolla. Ray Lapolla was a longtime sports reporter for the Peekskill Evening Star newspaper back in, which goes back a long way before, and unfortunately there are no more newspapers in town, but it was his, he wanted to have a youth program for kids in and it happened to be baseball was his love. So he, along with his wife, Catherine, along with the Ward family, Homer and Gloria Ward, formed the Peekskill Little League in 1963. There was basically a probationary period. I don't know if it was a probationary period, but their first year of organization was basically as of just a baseball program. They became an officially chartered member of Little League Baseball Incorporated, which is out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Actually, Little League Baseball to this day is one of the biggest youth sports organizations in the world.
Wow.
So we are an officially chartered Little League, part of the Little League family, and have been continuously chartered since 1964. So we celebrated our 50th anniversary as a chartered Little League in 2014. We had a 50th anniversary celebration in 2013 as an organization. And like I said, we're now in our 55th season, and hoping we can continue it for another 55 years. I may not be here, and Lindsay may not be here, but we hope that will continue for another 55 years.
The round of applause sound effect. Thanks for good information. Now that was good to hear.
Yeah.
55 years. Huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what are your expectations? As an annual. For the board annually, like what do you guys expect to see every year? I mean, I know you guys are involved in a lot of the community activities. You get different children, different teams. Do the kids ever grow up to be like coaches, or do they volunteer to be coaches at all?
We haven't heard of anybody that has become a major league player, unfortunately. Not like there was for the Peekskill basketball team with Elton Brand and Hilton Armstrong, who are famous notables, but. It's really just to have the kids play baseball. I mean, that's really what the Ward and the Lapolla family wanted. They just wanted to have kids have fun, play baseball. But you learn about different things playing baseball. You learn about discipline. You learn about being part of a team, sportsmanship. One of the big things that Little League Baseball has always taught is just to be a good sport, no matter whether you win or lose. So. We just want to continue that tradition.
Please
and
do,
let the kids have fun.
And the reason I was asking is because my uncle was a part of the Lapolla League years ago as a coach, and now five generations later, my son's playing.
That's right.
So forget MLB. We're in Peekskill enjoying ourselves. I ain't worried about that. But it's interesting to see that it's like a family tradition for us to be in Little League, in Lapolla Little League especially. So
absolutely,
I think it's amazing.
Well, I mean, I'm fortunate because I'm not born and raised here. I've been in part of this town now for over 20 years, but. It all starts, any involvement with our organization, it starts as a parent wanting to be there for his or her son or daughter who wanted to play baseball.
Right.
That's how I got started. I got started as wanting to, now I played baseball throughout my youth and into college, but I wanted to impart that onto my son. And when my son wanted to play, I became a coach. And that's how it started for me. And that's how it starts almost for everybody that gets involved with us.
Right. I played baseball up until 4th grade. then I had a bad experience running to first base. So I got to basketball. But so tell us about is there anything about Lapolla Little League that you would like the people at home to know that they may not know? Or just something that you just like to share with them?
Well, I think the one thing I definitely want to share is that it's been a tough year for us this year, and I'm not really sure why. We've been struggling the last few years with membership.
Okay.
And I know that the city does a great job for us. We have a lot of support from the city, from the Parks and Rec Department. Joyce Gachia, I got to give her a shout out over at Parks and Rec. She really is a champion for us and has really helped us out over the years that I've been involved. The information's out there in the Parks and Rec, now it's online, but we're struggling with membership. We're trying to keep, we're going to, when I first took over as president, we were about 300 members. We were 300 players, and now we're down. We're going to be fortunate to have about 90 this year.
Really? Significant.
And I wish if I knew the reason why, then we wouldn't be at 90 players. I would have everybody play baseball. But I think there's a lot of different competing elements. There are kids who are playing different sports. There's a lot more opportunities for the youth. But the one thing I definitely do want to say is that we have never, ever turned away a child or a family because of whatever reason, financial in particular. We do have a number of scholarships that we've given out over the years, and usually we afford about anywhere from 10 to 15 scholarships a year to those that are in need. So we never have denied or turned away a child because of the family's, whatever financial hardships they may be going through. We want them to play, and we've always done that. And the biggest kept secret we've always had is our raffle program, where anybody that ever signs up with us, all right, whether they pay $50 for T-ball or $70 for a minor or $75 for a major league player, they get the same number of raffle tickets, and they sell them at $1 each. And if they sell them all, the kids play for free. That's one of the best kept secrets. Well, it's not. Hopefully, it's not a secret anymore, but it's one of those things that gives the parents the opportunity to defer, and it helps support the league in that way from the standpoint of the word getting out there. So, but we would, the one thing we definitely want to try to see if we can do is have a little bit more of a dialogue with the school district, and the school district does help us a lot because we use their facilities as well for registrations and indoor clinics. We had a recent series of clinics over at the high school gym. But we want to see if we can have a little bit more of a dialogue as to how we can get the word out about our organization so we can continue to have kids play with us.
And I just want to add on to that. I grew up in Peekskill. I went through the school district. I didn't play Little League because I was a softball player. There you go. So I played Park and Rec, where my brother played Little League. And in order to build up these modified JV and varsity baseball teams and softball teams, you need to start young. So we need the community to have the children come out, just learn baseball, learn the skills necessary to play to kind of take you through your high school, college career. I mean, I played in college after high school as well. So those skills that you learn from, now we're taking 4-year-olds in T-ball, from 4-year-old all the way up to whenever you hit middle school, you're learning all these skills that you need to carry through for the rest of your life. Right.
Like you mentioned, teamwork, discipline, things like that.
And you're learning about things like strategy and how to play the game, and all those things become life skills for kids as they grow into young adults. So.
And I'll tell you, there's nothing more fun than watching those 4-year-olds hit the little T-ball, swing and miss, and then they put the ball back up and they swing again. Yeah, I love it. So that actually brings to another question. People that want to get involved, do you have space for volunteers, or is it only for players, or? Thank you.
Well, right now our opening day is going to be this Saturday, the 21st. Our registrations are closed. We have our teams formed, ready to go, but we can always use volunteers. People might seem to think that they need to have. I mean, if they understand and know the game of baseball enough, but they don't have to have a master's degree in baseball coaching or anything like that. That all they need, if they love the game and enjoy the game and want to impart that love of the game on the kids to help the kids learn it, that's all they really need. I mean, there's enough of us involved in the board. Like I said, I've been a member of the board since 2004. George Travers, our vice president, has been on the board a number of years. Joe Dixie DeChristopher, who everybody knows.
Shout out to Dixie.
Yeah, to Dixie.
I love Dixie.
Dave Lapolla, who's the grandson of Catherine and Ray Lapolla, is on the board. So
nice.
we have a collective amount of experience that we can show new members like Lindsay and others that would be interested in becoming part of the organization how to do it.
Oh, good.
And you not only have to volunteer to coach, but if there's any parents listening that your kids are involved, we also have moms and dads or aunts and uncles volunteer, brothers and sisters, as team parent or team, I don't know what you call it, team parent or whatever,
Yeah,
that
right.
they could
Exactly.
just come and get involved with the kids, maybe sit in the dugout while the coaches are on the field.
Yeah.
So we have those opportunities as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I may want to volunteer one year to be a coach.
We'll have you fill out a volunteer application form. No, but I mean, to that point, I mean, we're a structured organization. I mean, we're required to, under our charter, every year have insurance. The city and the school district are additional insureds under our charter. We have to make sure that all of our adult volunteers have to fill out an application and undergo a background check. So, it's all about the
Safety
kids.
first,
It's
right.
safety first. It's always been about the kids, and it's always been about providing a safe environment for them to learn. In my mind, is the greatest game. I mean, I'm
There you
very
go.
biased to baseball.
And
So
there's no wrong with that.
Yeah.
Knicks or Mets? I mean, Knicks or Mets.
I'm a Yankee
Yankees
fan.
or Mets?
Definitely a Yankee fan.
You see
Although,
where I'm at
look,
with
I'm happy for the Mets. I like to see them both do it, but I've always been a Yankee fan from
Good,
little
good.
guys.
Yeah,
so.
that's why we got you on the show. So if everybody at home that's watching right now, please listen and pay attention. They can use your support. They can use your support. We need your support. Get the kids involved. Take the kids off those iPhones and PlayStations and bring them out to Lapolla League. So now I have more of a personal question for
Sure.
both of you, and you can pick whoever wants to go first. What would you say you like best about working with the board? You're new to it, so you can elaborate a little bit on how it's been being on the outside. But what would you say you like about working with the board over the last
I'll let
14
Lindsay
years?
go first on
Okay.
that one.
Well, because I'm new, I haven't had a lot of experience with it, so I'll talk about why I joined. I've
go.
been involved with the league for the past, this is my 4th year coaching. I started off as a T-ball coach, did that for 2 years, and then started coaching minor league B last season. And it's more of just wanting to get involved and bringing up that new generation, because our president, vice president, so on, eventually they're going to have to retire. So we need a newer generation to come in and start volunteering so we can carry on Lapolla Little League for years to come. So we always need new blood, fresh faces to come in. And that's one of the reasons why I joined, because I plan on being in Peekskill for quite a long time. My son's only 7 years old, so he'll be in the Lapolla League until he ages out. So I really love coaching. I love working with kids, and I felt this was the perfect opportunity to kind of do my part in helping the Lapolla Little League continue to grow.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And there's so much history in Lapolla Little League. I didn't even know as much as you shared today, but I remember my Uncle Billy. He used to coach that little ride from the Lapolla Little League, from the playground to Stewart Gardens. If we lost, that ride was so long. But it was always fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's been a tremendous experience for me. Like I said, not being born and raised here, but basically considering this my hometown now. I've got to meet tremendous people. Like I said, the board members that I pointed out. I mean, former board members like John Pagan, who we are honoring as a life board member this Saturday.
Nice.
Roseanne Jeffcoat. I know George's father was one of the first presidents of the league. I got to know Catherine Lapolla quite well. She was around for a long, long time. Obviously survived her husband. And I really have always felt a obligation to carry the torch on for her. She has been always said she's been. I always think of her as being the official first lady of Peekskill Lapolla Little League. But that to me was the reason why. That's one of the reasons why I continue to do this. I mean, I've coached. Like I said, I was a coach with my son. I coached. I love to see the kids learn the game. And it's so rewarding to me personally when I see kids who start out like your son did a year ago at 4 years old, come up through the ranks, become very good at the game, love the game, like everything about it, and then move on to do other things, whether they continue to play baseball later on in life, but the skills that they learn, that, you know, that part of nurturing a child or children has always been rewarding to me.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I want to say thank you two so much for being here this evening and sharing some information. Those people at home, please again come out and support Lapolla Little League. The games are like what, every Saturday? Is that what we do, or?
Pretty much. I mean, we have once we start on Saturday, we're going to pretty much go from this Saturday through till about the second week of June.
Okay.
Okay. Games every Saturday, mixed up during the week. A couple things I did want to say is we are in like the third or fourth year of doing intra-league play, where not only do we play amongst our teams in-house, but we play against teams from Cortland American this year and Putnam Valley Little League this year.
Awesome.
Which has been helpful for us because our enrollment's been down, the number of teams have been down, so it gives our teams the opportunity to play where they may not have had that opportunity before. That's one of the reasons why I want to try to build this organization back up in terms of having more players. We'd like to be able to have more teams in-house to just play each other and not have to be so dependent upon intra-league play. But if anybody's interested in being part of our organization, certainly drop us an email. Our email address is lapollalittleLeague@gmail.com. We do have a website also. You can just Google search Peekskill Lapolla Little League. It will come up, and there's a way to contact us through the website as well. So.
Beautiful. Well, once again, thank you guys for being here. Everybody at home, thanks for watching. As I always say, I hope you weren't bored on Board with the Mayor. Until next time, peace and love.